Grandpa, welcome back. A while ago I've done a video about which is the best tier 5 AFV in the game non-premium. And today I'm gonna speak about the best tier 5 premium. Obtainable or not, it comes up to the game developers and Armored Warfare and so on. So it's not up to me. If you got some tanks or you're gonna get them from crates or from the store, it's fine. If you haven't and you want to get them the moment and you don't know which one, this is the perfect video. So I'm gonna speak about it by how many battles I've played, win rate, kill rate, and so on. BMD to Wolf. Wolf stands for the skin, because that's the skin. This AV has 80 GM, 600 penetration, 665 with a 25% bonus, and APDS, which is armor piercing, discarding sabot, an autocannon similar to Terminator 2 and some other tanks. Very fast, very maneuverable, however the armor sometimes doesn't help and your turret is jammed pretty much all the time. The good thing is that the ATGM is placed on top of the tank, so if you have a dead tank in front of you, you can get some cover and aim and kill the enemy very fast. Mobility, as I said, it's fast, 62 kilometers an hour, defense 1500 health points, has utility 425 U range, sustained damage. It says 150 millimeters penetration with 18 damage on the prime, well, the only cannon in the beginning, and a maximum or minimum damage of per minute of 10k and 338, which is woohoo, is fine when you hear this. But can you manage to do that damage output? It's a question mark, because I haven't seen so many players doing that type of damage with this BMD, except me or others which play like maniacs or assassins. It has a squad now. In the past didn't have, but you have a squad. You can put anti-tank, sniper, mortar. You can put adjustable suspension. Adjustable suspension doesn't help a lot. Yeah, it improves and you get much more stealthy, and all at the cost of mobility and view range, so it's not the best one. To use sniper on this tank is not the best. Mortar not the best. You need 80 squad. 80 squad is important on an AFV, and it is from Marat Shishkin Tech Tree, and it's a Russian AFV. Now we go to BVP M80 AMO, which it's one of the most intricate premium tanks in the game that we got it for free, and it's freaking weird to speak the least, because in the upgrade section you're gonna have the opportunity to upgrade the tank in 3 type of vehicles. It's otherwise the Malyutka or the Twin 30 or the Malyutka ATGM. And I prefer the last one with the ATGM, because this is the only AV at tier 5 premium with ATGMs. You have 6 ATGMs, which they run quite not so fine. They run, but they're still fun tank. Armor wise, not the best, but it's fine. Says penetration of 400 with 635 damage, reloads in 18 seconds. It's a hell of a time, so getting cover. 3.6k damage per minute if you manage to hit the target with those ATGMs, because you need control unit. Defense 1500 health points, mobility 66 kilometers. Yeah, it's fine, it's very fast, but turns quite sluggish. Utility 428 view range, decent. Targeting, gun depression, elevation, it's tricky, because the moment you have this type of turret, it's a different type of a tank. If you have the other turret, it's a different type of a tank. If you have the other turret, again, it's a different type of a tank. In the past was just one ATGM, now I have both. So for 30 penetration, a slightly better penetration, why not? and 635 damage. So it can go up to 700, 800 damage per shot. And PvP, it comes from the Balkan region, Yugoslavia, Bosnia, and all that good stuff. The Balkan region, it's a mixture of nations. They combine their minds to build this tank. Now we're gonna go with XM24-7, which is Sergeant York, a product of America, my fellow Americans once again. And this is AFV. Quite huge compared to the other ones. You say, what the heck is this? It looks like they put a house on tracks and go ahead to the fight. It looks very similar with some other tanks in the medium tech tree and some other tanks from other games. Huge tank, but let's see about the specs. So it says that it has the 210 millimeters penetration with 50 damage, and it does 17,910 damage per minute, which from my experience, yes you can. Yes, you can do this. With this tank you can do this. Defense 2500, health points, which is legit, because the only downside this tank has is the turret. The chassis is basically over medium like pattern, and utility, you have 420 AV range, targeting, gun depression, gun elevation is basically much better than any medium in the game. This tank, it's been produced and made for field and aerial targets, so the gun can go on top of the turret. That's why you see this gap here. When it comes to munition, you have the super shot AP, which is armor piercing with penetrator with enhanced lateral effect, a lot of width. I am not so impressed with that penetration. And you have the AP rounds, which is basically AP, and you have 220 penetration, 50 damage. Now let's go ahead and do a test drive. We're gonna start with BMD. So here we are in the polygon. Important thing to mention about these types of AFVs: the moment you start the fight, first you have to reload ATGM, because it's the main gun in your tank, and it shoots just once at a few seconds, 12 seconds before you reload, and then you press 1. So the moment you shoot the ATGM, it goes straight to the machine gun, and the moment you reload it, the ATGM, you switch back to ATGM by pressing. Don't expect to change by itself. So now it's 2 ATGM preparing. As you may see down, it moves. So, and now ATGM is reloading. Click right, move the target, circular motion, whatever you want to say, and there you go, a kill. Switch, do it again, aim, click right, move around the target, don't stay stable. This is how you play with the AFV, yeah, right? ATGM, prepare the one. So this is how you play with the ATGM. So you have to keep an eye on the target. Yeah, very fast, very maneuverable. It is indeed like a wolf, but it's very easily to be penetrated. For instance, let's say we get kicked or shot. See how much damage you take. So it's not the best brawler or so on. Stay away from ramming, stay away from other stuff, and try not to get, yourself into a lot of damage. I haven't played with him for like a year or so. So very fast, very maneuverable. As you may see, it's not sluggish. If we stop and turn, it is very fast. It's quite fast. You have the squad. The squad comes from the top, which is very unusual, as you may see, but it's enjoyable. and with the squad you can do a tremendous amount of damage. So here we are now with the PvP MOA or M80A. I call it MOA because it's much easier to pronounce, a lot of numbers and letters and so on. 680 GMs, 40 seconds to reload, play smart. Yeah. So as you may see, you can shoot on the move, you can guide them. So play smart, choose wisely the positions where you are, and try to shoot as very effective you can, you know. Because the moment you shoot all the ATGMs, you're basically out of ammo. You hear this? It's nothing. Now you're dead. So you have to take cover and wait until you reload. Obviously you can put retrofits, and I highly recommend that to do it. If not, so be it. If you want to play hardcore or you don't have enough money, well, in this game you can make a lot of money. The only downside it is that I don't like that ATGMs they go outside in a different pattern than other tanks. So it starts with right and ends up with left, as you may see. So it does a lot of damage. You get 7k, but you can use the other turret that it has, the ATGMs and the machine gun if you choose and you want to, and it's a different type of a tank. So here I'm gonna go ahead and change the turret, the one with the 30mm M89 plus ATGM. Accuracy is improved by 10%, improved ammo feed, burst rate of fire increased by 15%. And here it is, a different type of a tank. So now you have a different type of a gameplay, because you don't have ATGMs, you have just machine gun, and well, you have ATGMs but not so many, you have just 2 of them. Yeah, start with ATGMs and then you finish with machine gun. Here we go, let's go ahead with this one. So it's not the best ATGM when it comes to close combat. See, it has a slightly guidance but not the best. In close combat with ATGM, not always you're gonna hit the target, okay? So even though, let's say I made a stupid shot or I've aimed stupidly, it's not one of the best ATGM guidance. You need ATGM guidance. When it comes to long range, yeah, obviously. So ATGM, AP rounds, move and shoot and aim and shoot. Yeah. As you may see, the turret, it's not fast, it's quite slow. Mobility is fine. Brakes and turns okay. The profile is not high, well, as the previous one. And here we go again, this time with another ram. So it's not the best tank to ram, you take a lot more damage. Let's go ahead and change the turret once again. So here I'm changing the turret once again, X, and here is the double turret. I don't know, some Terminator shit happening, no idea. So here with this one we have 2 machine guns or 2 guns, which the gun elevation is freaking huge. If you want to play like this and kill some UFOs or birds, it's fine. The ammo, the downside of this thing, it is that the ammo drops very fast. You will end up without no ammo, not even up to the half of the match. So keep in mind, guys, I'm not making a joke. The moment you shoot with this tank, you're gonna end up without ammo. Check this out. So it says here 450. That's the entire clip. Don't look down, because down is just the test. You know, you're testing and it gives you plenty of munition to try to test the tank. But keep in mind, the moment you're going down on ammo, you are basically done. So this, in my opinion, is not the best turret. It needs more ammo in order to play with this tank. See? So at that point I was out of ammo. I will be using Q to get back. And here we have the Sergeant York. Now this tank has 2 guns, 1k ammo. It's plenty enough of ammo, because the damage and the penetration is sick. It's constant pace, but it gets the enemy where you want to, dead. No one is staying alive. It's not fast, it's maneuverable. And I think it's not fast for a certain point. The chassis, the engine, the weight, it has armor. Like, look, it's similar to M60A. Like, check this out, look. It's freaking huge. If you look at them, they're like basically father and son, you know, except the turret. The turret is modified and for some purposes. The only ability that is helpful for this tank and it gives you a lot of view range, it is the radar. You press E, pops out the radar, and you can spot more tanks. So even though some of them you don't see, you're gonna spot them. So it's a really good at paced, you know, tank, and it helps you to keep on shooting non-stop shooting, and non-stop shooting, don't stop. You penetrate also tanks, mediums from the sides, lower plate, upper plate. That's not bullshit. You know, so you can do that with every tank and manage to do the killing and so on. So it is what it is. It's a fairly mobile tank, and I really like this is the only tank that doesn't need you to be very fast, because if you're fast you're gonna play like an idiot. Too aggressive, you're gonna die, curse and point the fingers towards the teammates that done nothing. So it's much better like this, you know. So it said 17k, well 18k because it died also, but 70k in 1 minute. It's fairly, you know, true, and I'm just half of the clip, so I can still shoot and kill other tanks. Who is the best one? Like, who you guys gonna choose? Like, leave in the comments below who you gonna choose. I'm gonna tell you right now, pound for pound, as an AFV, versatile and maneuverable and so on, as a winning, it is BMD Wolf, because you have ATGM squad, like AT squad, you have ATGMs and machine gun at the same level as XM24/7, but it's an AFV. It has to be small, it has to be fast, it has to do a lot of damage, very mobile, and it's obtainable in crates, you know. If you want to be very aggressive and do all the kills, yeah, obviously it is Sergeant York, but in some situations you cannot get all of it, you know. Like, you cannot sneak with BMD as you do, you know. You cannot do like him. This tank is huge. You have to know the map, you have to play wise, you have to know your sacrifice the moment you do want to do some stupid shit. Okay, so I will say, in my opinion, BMD Wolf is the best AFV premium in the game at tier 5. Like, this tank has more than it has. Like, it gives you ATGM, It gives you machine gun, it gives you 80 squad, is very fast, agile, good view range for utility and targeting. You don't need no retrofits for this tank, basically no retrofits. As for BVP MOA, I keep it back to ATGM. It's fun to play, but it's not on my favorite list. It was a good thing that we got, all of us, but I'm not a fan of the BVP. It's not so fun to play with him, you know, as we do with BMD to Wolf. With this being said, dudes, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.